inauguration and orientation of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan of Sri Ayyappa College for Women. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. K. Ravichandran, Regional Coordinator of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, the Gandhigram Rural Institute deemed to be university, which is also the Regional Coordinating Institute of UBA, Tamil Nadu. Dr. K. Ravichandran is currently serving as the head Department of Corporation of Gandhigram Rural Institute, and he is also holding several positions like member of the Academic Council. As the coordinator of UBA, Dr. K. Ravichandran is very helpful to the participating institutes, guiding them, motivating them to apply for projects and continuously striving to take UBA, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, the flagship program of MHRD, Minister of Human Resources and Development, to the nook and corner of the country, to the villages of the country. A very hearty welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Next, my welcome goes to Dr. K.V. Jayashree, Principal, Sri Ayyappa College for Women. Another inspiring figure and a model leader who always leads us by example. A very hearty welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
My welcome also goes to Dr. K. Meena, IQAC Coordinator of Sri Ayyappa College for Women, and also all the teaching faculty who have joined us in this afternoon to know more about Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. A very hearty welcome to you all. Now, let me welcome Dr. K.V. Jayashree, Principal Sri Ayyappa College for Women, to deliver the presidential address. Ma'am, please.
Namaste and a cordial welcome to Dr. K. Ravichandran, Regional Coordinator, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Gandhigram Rural Institute, faculty members, and my dear students. I welcome you all to this inaugural function of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan of Sri Ayyappa College for Women. Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is a flagship program of the Ministry of Human Resource Development, that is MHRD. Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is inspired by the vision of transformational change in rural development processes by leveraging knowledge institutions to help build the architecture of India. The program was formally launched by the Ministry of Human Resource Development in presence of the President of India on 11th November 2014, and now it is updated version was launched in 2018. Rapid developmental changes in science and technology, population explosion, and overexploitation of natural resources and urbanization has given rise to serious problems like increasing inequity leading to crime and violence, and climatic change due to rapid ecological degradation. To ameliorate these problems, it is necessary to promote development of rural area in tune with Gandhian vision of self-sufficient village republics. Mahatma Gandhi, as a visionary of India, had a very clear perception of its villages and made an emphatic assertion that India lives in her 7.5 lakhs of villages. He further believed that India will have to live in villages, not in towns, in huts, not in palaces. He held this conviction by saying that if village perishes, India will perish soon. He found that the progress of country lies in the development of majority of its rural villages, develop rural economy, industry, and rural skills. Gandhiji found the only way of bringing hope of good living to the rural people is by making the village the central place in economic program. Rural development Gandhi and self-sufficiency interdependence for other wants and development of village industries. He wanted to bring about rural reconstruction with sound scientific and spiritual values. Gandhian strategy of rural reconstruction was based on village Swaraj and Swadeshi movement. The basic principle of village Swaraj as outlined by Gandhiji are trusteeship, Swadeshi, full employment, direct labor, self-sufficiency, decentralization, equality, Nightling, etc. Thus, the idea of ideal village of Gandhian dream was a comprehensive one encompassing the economic, social, political, and educational dimensions. He wanted diversified economic activities in the villages and thus stood for all-round development of rural India. In this context, we can remember what Sri Narayan, ex-governor Indian state of Gujarat, emphasized. Gandhiji's sublime vision gives us a rare insight into the future of mankind. Gandhiji belongs to the future and not the past. He is not dead. His message is eternal and shall live as long as sun shines in the vast open skies. The aim of UBA is to link higher education institutions with a set of at least 5 villages so that these institutions can contribute to the economic and social betterment of these village communities using their knowledge base. The main objectives of this program is to encourage the faculty and students of higher education institutions in identifying development issues in rural areas and finding sustainable solutions for the same. Then, identify and select existing innovative technologies, enable customization technologies or device implementation methods for innovative solutions as required by the people. To allow higher education institutions to contribute to the devising systems for smooth implementation of various government programs, etc. The mission of UBA is conceptualized as a moment to enable process that connect Institute of Higher Education with local communities to address the developmental challenges of rural India through participatory processes and appropriate technologies for accelerating sustainable growth. It aims to create a virtuous cycle between the society and an inclusive university system by providing knowledge and practices for emerging and to upgrade the capabilities of both the public and the private sectors in responding to the development needs of rural India. UGC has also joined hands with this mission. Under the institutional social responsibility, UGC wrote a 2-credit course for all the graduate students on fostering social responsibilities in educational institutions. This credit course is optional for all the students at graduate level. This is a flexible program, may be converted to 50% classroom and teaching and 50% field work on a selected topic related to community participation and rural development. Under this course, various small projects of rural development may be taken by the student for experiences as self-help group, water resource management, and integrated village development. For the effective implementation of the project in higher education institutions, all participating institutions are expected to establish a UBA cell which will be responsible for carrying out the activities of the UBA. This will involve an active working group consisting of motivated faculty members drawn from various disciplines. To guide and monitor the activities of the UBA cell in each institution, there will be an executive committee and a local advisory committee. The main responsibility of UBA cell will be primarily to develop linkage with selected rural clusters, involved in planning processes and promote science and technology inventions to improvise and expedite the developmental efforts in those clusters. To give more insight on UBA, Dr. K. Ravichandran, Regional Coordinator, UBA Gandhigram Rural Institute, has joined us through this virtual platform. On behalf of Sherpa College for Women, I express my sincere gratitude to sir for accepting our invitation and to share your expertise with us. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for setting the tempo of the program. You have given a very comprehensive introduction on UBA the aim of the Indian government in making the higher education institutes a part of the national development. Thank you so much. And Dr. K. Ravichandran, even though we have been under lockdown since March, sir have been very busy in encouraging the participating institutes to work under the UBA program, to work in the villages, extending help to the people, and he is with us to motivate us and enlighten us on the various principles of UBA. Sir, the platform is yours. A very hearty welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to meet you, the learned people, through this online mode. I'm really happy to join with this program. Most respected Madam Principal of the renowned institution, Sri Ayyappa College for Women, Nagercoil, the authorities of the Sri Ayyappa College for Women, Madam Savita, and learned colleagues from different departments, and student children. Very good afternoon to all. It gives me again a great pleasure to meet you in this platform, that is Unnat Bharat Abhiyan platform. Generally, institutions used to join with the UBA. Since it's a Government of India program, they used to join with the UBA. But we have to go to the field again and again, and we have to make them to aware of what is UBA, how we can take the UBA programs to the villages like that. But here, fortunately, Madam Principal has outlined the concept of UBA very nicely. I think Madam has interestingly has gone through all the literatures available on Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. That's why she could be able to speak widely. What is the concept? What is a thing to be done by the higher education institution like that? I'm really happy, Madam, to listen to you because it gives me again an interest for me to interact with you in this platform. Since it's an inauguration, learned colleagues of other departments would also be able to understand about Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So I brief with a few slides only, where I'm going to narrate you about what is the concept and what is the network and funding pattern. As a participating institution, say Ayyappa College for Women, what's your role for village development? This is my short discussion right now. Madam Principal has rightly pointed out that Unnat Bharat Abhiyan 1, phase 1 was introduced or launched on 11/4/2014. It was launched as an invitation mode. That is, those who are interested were invited to join with the program. Whereas UBA 2, the second phase of the program, was launched on 25th April 2018 with a challenge mode. And the challenge mode is really a challenging task wherein all the participating institutions are invited to join with the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. Participating institution means the higher education institutions. It may be Arts and Science College, or Engineering College, or Technology College, or medical colleges, education institutions, or polytechnics. These are considered to be the higher education institutions for the purpose of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. They are invited to join with the UBA. This is a UBA website. Those who are interested to join, they have to log into the UBA, join UBA. There's a simple formalities. UBA work under these 6 themes. That is on organic farming, water management, renewable energy, artisans and livelihood, basic communities, and convergence. What is the need for having these 6 themes? The basic idea is, all of us know that majority of our Indian population live on rural areas. Again, majority of them, more than 50% of them, that depend on agriculture and allied activities. But its contribution, agriculture allied activities to contribution to GDP has come down over the years. Right now, it is only 17%. So, what is required at present is we have to scale up the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, rural development process, so that its contribution to village development will be high. So they have identified certain sectors where urgent need is there, so that certain identified indicators could be addressed and rural development can be visualized. So that's the purpose. Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is a national coordinating institution, is IIT New Delhi. There are 45 regional coordinating institutions are there across the country. Gandhigram Rural Institute is one of the participating institute. A regional coordinating institute as well as a participating institute. Gandhigram Rural Institute as a regional institute caters to the needs of participating institutions in southern district, 10 district from Dindigul to Nagarkoil. There are 100 right now. The 100 higher education institutions joined with the UBA in the southern district. Still, many applications are awaiting for the approval of their Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So we feel that by the end of 31st March 2021, again the number will be doubled. So like that, the number of institutions are coming up to join with the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. As a participating institutions, your role is basically you have to identify certain villages and do development activities. Okay, I am as a participating institution, I am identifying a village and I am doing some work. So where is the scope for money? Money, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan provides some basic funds. Basic funds for village survey, that is 10,000 rupees per village. First, you have to identify 5 villages. So, for 5 villages, 50,000 rupees will be released by Unnat Bharat Abhiyan for generating awareness on Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. Again, developmental works to be carried out in the villages and conducting a mini survey. For conducting a survey, also there is a interview schedule already developed by Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. It is available in the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan website. So for household survey and village survey, interview schedules are available. The participating institution should download the interview schedule and go to the village for conducting the survey. Once you are doing the survey work, the same day you can upload the data into the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan website. Once you are uploading it, uploading completion is there, then you can see the data is tabulated, a short report will come. Based on that, what you can do, you can identify the gray areas where you can work or where Unnat Bharat Abhiyan intervention is needed. For that, you can float proposals, project proposals. Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is having subject expert groups. When you are submitting a proposal, the proposal will go to the subject expert group. Say, for example, in the particular village, you want to address some issues related to COVID. Suppose you want to do in a technological, through technological solutions. So there is a subject expert group for COVID, and your proposal will go to them. They will evaluate your proposal. If at all they need any clarifications, they will call you for addressing the issues. Once subject expert group is satisfied with your proposal, they will forward to the National Coordinating Institute, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, IIT New Delhi, and they will release the funds. Ceiling is 1 lakh, but according to your proposal, the fund will be restricted. It may be 60,000, or it may be 1 lakh, or it may be 75,000, whatever may be the case. Suppose for COVID, you want to use the already available technologies. So you want to customize the solution. For that, up to 50,000 rupees per solution they will provide. This year, Ayappa College, you have been enrolled as participating institutions. So this 2020-21, suppose your work is commendable, there are certain indicators, and we will evaluate you based on that indicators. Already 14 indicators are developed by National Coordinating Institute, and based on that, we will evaluate you. And if during the evaluation process we feel that yes, you have achieved certain marks, then Unnat Bharat Abhiyan will release 1.75 lakhs as a perennial fund assistance to you. This fund you can again use for general village development, these 5 village development. During the process, suppose you are, say for example, this is a convergence. When you are clicking here, the list of states will come. Just you put a click, list of states will come. Where you just click Tamil Nadu, the booklet will come. Summon Way is a booklet. Is a combination of what are the central government schemes and the state government schemes that are being implemented in the Tamil Nadu. So through that booklet, you can understand what are the schemes and programs being implemented in Kanyakumari district also. So in case you are proposing some work in that particular village, for that the government is bringing some money to the village. And in the particular year 2020-21, out of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan team work of the Sri Ayyappa College for Women, some 10 lakh rupees is brought to the village from the government source, or from even Sri Ayyappa College, or from alumni, or some other sources. Out of that 10 lakh rupees, based on certain norms, 10% will be released again to you as a additional fund. It is an incentivization fund. It is appreciating your work in the village. So again, the fund is not a problem for undertaking the works in the village. What is required is basically you have to conduct a village survey in a perfect manner, and you have to identify the gray areas where your intervention can be used. It may be the expertise available with your institution, or you may doubtile the expertise available with the neighboring participating institutions. It may be, for example, Sarada Krishna Homeopathy College is there, other engineering colleges are there. They are also participating institutions. So you can doubtile their support also. That is a Unnat Bharat Abhiyan platform. And you can also doubtile support from non-governmental organizations. So like that convergence mode, you can work for the village. So here the most advantageous thing is here. It is not simply an awareness generation program. It is really an outreach program where the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is intended to take a technological solutions to the already existing problem. So that is the advantage of this scheme. So generally technology means only the science and technology people normally will be involved. But during the course of time now I am seeing even faculty members and students from social sciences and humanities, they are also trying to learn the technologies which are needed for the village development, rural development. And they are using the technology for addressing certain issues. So that is our learning right now. So as a participating institution, your role is first you have to identify village with the support of the Madam Principal, the coordinator and the team. They have identified as 5 villages. Online registration you have completed. Now you are a full-fledged participating institutions under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan in Kanyakumari district. Okay. Now what you have to do is you have to plan for village development. For that purpose, you have to conduct a village survey and household survey. For conducting village survey, household survey, now we are in the pandemic period. During some other webinar also, Madam Coordinator Savida asked me, sir, this is the problem, how we can go ahead with. So generally we advise the people not to take a risk now, COVID period. You wait for some time. When the situation becomes normal, you can go for conducting a survey. But at the same time, this cool-off period you can use for developing a relationship with the adapted villages. So you can interact with the village panchayat president, traditional organizations, the panchayat, village primary agriculture cooperative credit society, or some other organizations, or non-governmental organizations. You can develop a rapport with them, and through that you can collect a basic data about the village, and you can try to identify what are the issues in that particular village. When you are going to the household survey, these learnings can be compared, and you can go for a perfect planning for village development. And every village we are having a village Gram Panchayat development plan. You can get a copy of the Gram Panchayat development plan from the Panchayat office. That will also be useful for you to understand about these 5 villages. Then based on the issues, you can promote projects. Once it is sanctioned, you can implement it. Then monitoring and evaluation, and it's a continuous process. For 5 villages, first they will release, they will accept 5 proposals. First level, they will release funds for 3 proposals. Once the one proposal is completed, the 3 proposal, then 4th proposal fund will be released. Again, based on the completion of the 2nd proposal, 5th proposal fund will be released. So that is a funding pattern. So the advantage here is generally they are not following a cumbersome procedure. It's a simple formality. Project proposal also simple formality. They are having simple format already. It is uploaded in the website, is available. And for releasing the fund and replacing the fund also, they are having very simple formalities. It is an advantage for the institution as well as the coordinators also. So now I request the Madam Principal, the support which is required from the administration to the coordinator is that you have to develop a 2 group. One is a college level advisory group. Advisory committee may consist of senior persons. You may involve local NGOs. You may involve local panchayat leaders, selected leaders also. I mean elected leaders also, and other leaders. You can also involve tahsildars, block development officers, DRDO people, so that entire team, when you are coming to the college, they will be very supportive for you to take the developmental activities in the particular village. So advisory committee at the college level, you can develop. Then, madam, you can also think of having an executive committee. Executive committee is a working group, actually. Whatever the policies taken by the advisory committee, based on the broader framework given by the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, the executive committee will support the coordinator and the faculty team to take the development workers in the adapted villages. So for that purpose, the faculty coordinator should have a team of faculties as well as students. You can also have regular contact with the district administration and NGOs, other developmental agencies in the villages, so that whatever the developmental intervention you want to do in the particular village, that can be done with the support of these people. Otherwise, without the support of these stakeholders, suppose you are going to the village, you can do nothing with that village work. So what is required is at the higher level, institution level, our policy advisory committee must be there, executive committee must be there, and the coordinator should have a team of students and the faculty. Now the basic question comes. That is, everybody, yes, we are available to do service. There is no second, third in it. As a student, what is the advantage for me? Very simple. When you are doing some work in the village, I mean survey, you are identifying the issues in the village. Now you want to take up the issue through a project. Once the UBA accepts the project, fund will be released. So the students involved can be involved in the implementation of the project. And once it is successfully implemented, that will be their degree project or PG, post-graduation project. It may be art student, or it may be a commerce student, or it may be a science student, whatever may be the case. You can identify the relative aspects of that process for a particular student. Say, for example, you want to clean the village pond. You want to make the village pond is a part of the storage point for potable water. So you are preparing a proposal. When you are proposing a proposal, and when it is accepted, the cost aspect will be dealt by the commerce students. The technical aspect, what are the water catchment area, what are the debris there, how to clean it, everything. It will be done by the civil engineering students, or mechanical engineering students, or other technological students, or other students who are having idea in it. Suppose some people may be involved, or botany students may be involved to raise bunds and to raise some vegetations in that area. So like that, every student can find a project. Once sometimes the proposal implemented is successfully implemented, then you will have a startup, commercially viable means it will have a startup for the student. So student can be utilized for implementing this project, and tomorrow it will be a startup for the students. Once the startup process is coming for the institution, when you are submitting your details for the area ranking, adult ranking, the startup indicators will be used there also for area ranking. Now, All India Higher Education Survey, UBA role is, they are asking UBA role in All India Higher Education Survey. NAC also, there is a scope for UBA activities to fill up the columns. And for all the things it is coming nowadays, for all ranking and accreditations, if you are having UBA cell in your institutions, then relative merit will be given all the accreditations and rankings. That is a process right now. For the faculty members, the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan team at All India level, they are sincerely working. When a coordinator or other faculty member is involved in Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, what must be the credit must be given to these people when they are applying for new post or when they are applying for promotion. So like that also they are working on it. University Grant Commission has come forward to propose a 2-credit paper on fostering social responsibility and community engagement by students. So that is a 2-credit paper. It is promoted under the platform of the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So students are getting benefit. So faculty team is getting benefit, and the institution is getting benefit, and the village is getting benefit out of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So for all this process, liberal funding pattern is available. So when as a coordinator, the work normally what we have to do is, whenever you are doing some work, say for example today the program is being inaugurated, so you prepare a small note on it and go to your login, PI login, participating institution login in the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan website. There is a media coverage column. There you just put the one-page note and give the one-page note to the media, press media. Press once it is coming in the newspaper, that also your cuttings you can post it. So regularly you have to go for a documentation, because tomorrow when we are coming for the perennial fund award and additional fund award, definitely we will see all these documentations. So whatever the work is done by the Ayyappa College under the platform of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, you have to regularly document it and submit to the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. This documentation process can be done by the students of Tamil literature and English literature. So simply for quite sometimes they are doing it. This can be their UG project and PG project. So there are a lot of scope for the students, staff and institution under Unnat Bharat platform. I take this opportunity once again while congratulating the Sri Ayyappa College for Women. for accepting the invitation of the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan to join as a participating institution. I appeal to the principal and other learned authorities to extend support to the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan team, coordinator and the faculty members fully, so that your neighboring villages will be getting benefit. During this period, I am seeing that there are a lot of developments has been taken up under the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan platform at national level. You can go to the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan website also. There are a lot of case studies, success stories are coming up. So these are really appealing, and really the villages are getting benefit out of it. I expect the coming days the full support and cooperation from the authorities to the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan team. Unnat Bharat Abhiyan team, as well as the principal or authorities, if we at all you need any support under the scheme, at any time you can call us. We have a dedicated WhatsApp channel for Tamil Nadu, Southern District, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan participating institutions, and my mobile numbers are available with the coordinator. And we have a project assistant, and he is also available for carrying out the programs. If at all you are having any technical problem in uploading the data or uploading the material in the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan website, at any time you can call us. We will support you a lot. And more importantly, whatever the work you are doing, that must be documented. Then only the next fund will not be a problem for you. And even it may be a small, what is that? Technology, a small technology. But that technology, if it is commercially viable, if it is successfully implemented in your adapted village, definitely that can be scaled up to the national platform, because Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is organizing a national level Tech Seva program. The Tech Seva program exhibit the technologies available for rural development in the country. So with these few words, once again congratulate the institution as well as the team for joining with the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and inaugurate the program of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan in Sri Ayyappa College for Women. And we expect the bright futures 2021. The pandemic period will be over shortly. We hope for the best. Thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, on behalf of all the teaching faculty here, I would like to ask you, or please explain further how the teachers from other departments like botany department, zoology department.
Madam, little bit louder. Voice is not clear. Little bit louder.
Sir, can you please,
little bit louder.
Sir, can you please explain further on the possibility or opportunities?
Just a minute.
Okay, sir. So can you please explain a bit more on the projects, like what, for example, what botany department can contribute, what zoology or physics, or how we can combine various other activities along with Unnat Bharat Abhiyan? Because, for example, for NSS or YRC, that becomes the activity of only the coordinators, but that is not the case with UBA, where everyone can apply for the projects. Can you please explain it?
Madam, right now, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is inviting all the faculty members and students of the institution to be a part of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. They may be in different platform, either maybe NSS, YRCS, or Nature Club, whatever the case. But we are inviting all the people to work under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. But for technically, for funding, once it is financial commitment is there, you can use the banner. There is no bar in it. But once you are taking a fund from Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, means Unnat Bharat Abhiyan banner must be always there. Then only you can claim for that, and your vouchers will not be a problem in tomorrow. And the project proposal is very simple. The format is available in the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan website. If you are unable to download, just we will send to you. No, there is no problem. And in the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan website also, they have given a list of projects already sanctioned. You just click it and you can find a gist of the project. So it will be very easy for you. Recently, one of the engineering college, your neighbor engineering college, they submitted 3 proposals. 3 proposals they submitted. 2 they got it, isn't it? 2 proposals is cleared for them. Even during the COVID period, so it is cleared for them. They are doing the work. So project proposal is not a problem. What is the problem is you are doing a survey and the data. Once you are feeding it, it will be available in the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan website. So you are preparing a proposal. The proposal should be based on this data. That is more important. Then only they will evaluate based on that the proposal. Otherwise, they will say your data is not showing the problem at the village level, but you are showing the problem. What is this? They will immediately say, because once you are doing the work, it will automatically go to their website and it will be available to everyone. And this data about the 5 villages, you can use for writing some articles. You can ask your students to write some articles or submit a project proposal or doing their project work also.
Thank you, sir. I'll request our faculty also. You can, if you have any questions, you can ask to sir now.
Yeah. If you need any specific help, there is no problem. You can always ask us. Number of times we invite the National Coordinating Institution team also in the online platform, and we used to conduct a orientation program, or on the basis of some themes, we used to conduct some programs here at Gandhigram, and the invitation will be circulated to you all. And if you are interested, you are always welcome for that also. And we will also come to the field, your institution. Once the problem is over, we will come to the institution to facilitate you, basically to facilitate you. For us, you need not spend anything. Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is spending, and they have provided funds. So we will come out of our own funds, we will come and we will facilitate you. There is no problem in there.
Wait for a few seconds whether there is any questions from the side of the participants.
Yeah.
I guess no, because all the mics are muted. Thank you so much, sir, for providing this information to us. And today is September 11th, the day where Swami Vivekananda took the eyes of our country to the world through his famous Chicago speech. And we are very happy that we could inaugurate the UBA on the same day. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. A short notice of time. Thank you so much, and we expect that this relationship is going to be a long one, and with your guidance and support, there will be a lot of projects from our institution. A lot of teachers will be guiding their students, and they will be submitting the projects themselves, so that our college will be, as you said, will be acknowledged in the national level. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Now
Thank you.
Let me invite Dr. S. Uma Devi, Assistant Professor of Botany, to deliver the oath of thanks. Ma'am, please.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. A warm good evening to all. It's my privilege and honor to extend our deep sense of gratitude to all who are the part of this inauguration and orientation program of MHRD's Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, organized by Sri Ayyappa College for Women. First, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to our today's resource person, Dr. K. Ravichandran, Regional Coordinator, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Gandhigram Rural Institute, Regional Coordinating Institute, Tamil Nadu. Sir, we feel honored by your powerful talk You explained the concepts and functioning of UBA in an awesome manner. We really felt happy and energetic after hearing your talk. On behalf of the Sri Ayyappa College for Women, I thank you, sir,
Thank
for
you, ma'am.
sparing your precious time with us. Next, I would like to thank our respected principal, Dr. K.V. Jayashree, who is the guiding spirit in all our endeavors. Madam, always give her helping hand in conducting various programs, which is very useful for the upliftment of our institution. Next, I would like to thank the coordinator of this organization, Dr. Savita, for her untiring effort and all the other faculties who participated this meeting in spite of their busy schedule. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Uma ma'am, and thank you again, Dr. Ravichandran sir. We expect that after the COVID, you will be visiting our institution and will be guiding us. So we'll be contacting you very often. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, shall I end the program? Principal ma'am?
Savita,
Shall I end the program?
can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.